and now I'm just looking at my phone during the podcast, trying to find it.
All right, cut all that out, Michael. Now we're really starting. This is for real.
Hi.
Hi.
Welcome to the Serenknitty podcast. My name is Beth, and I'm Witty Knittin' on Ravelry and Instagram.
And I'm Tracy. I am Phoenix Fire on Ravelry and Phoenix Fire _knits on Instagram. Yay.
That's us.
That's us. We are hoping this goes smoothly. We're having issues. We're having Zoom issues, which I think everyone has said every week of 2021. So
right. Well, I had to update it, and then it's like, oh, there's not room on your computer to install this. I'm like, really? So then I had to go delete a bunch of stuff.
You could have used the web program. Could have just gone in through Chrome.
It's okay. I needed to clear out some of that old junk anyway.
And hopefully you'll never need to know any of this again.
Right. Right. Well, other than for this.
For this, yeah. So if you are new, welcome. We are two teachers who are really close friends who live way far away from each other. I am the North Carolina half of Serenknitty podcast.
And I'm the Minnesota half.
But next month, which will be tomorrow is next month.
Yeah.
We're going to get together in person for the first time in 2 years.
I'm so excited.
I cannot wait.
The last time I saw you in person, we were talking about like me planning my pregnancies according to the knitting retreat. And I was like, I'll plan my pregnancies accordingly. I promise. Which last year I would have missed it no matter what, because I had a newborn. Like I had a baby during ZK.
Literally. For
me, it kind of all worked out because I would have had some serious like FOMO going on.
It's true.
But
we'll be together soon. So excited.
Have a fun new carpooling plan that I'm very excited about.
Dude, we're coming up with a huge carpooling plan. And y'all, my flight got changed. I was supposed to land at 10:45 and now I'm landing at 7:45 a.m. And so another thing I forgot to mention. So we're also both teachers. I'm a high school teacher. She's an elementary school teacher. I was devastated by this. I'm like, oh no, she's going to be so upset. Elementary school teacher goes, no, I'll be awake. I have so much energy. I'll be so excited.
Get up at 5 every day.
Yay. I'm so sorry, Carrie. And now Brenda. This is for carpooling. I'll just wake Carrie up when you get to the airport. I'm here. And crawl in next to her and collapse.
Can you see how much I'm holding my tongue?
Oh, it's going to be awful. It's going to be excited to see. We're exciting to see each other.
It's going to be great. It's going to be
I'm going to have to wake up at 3 a.m. to get to Raleigh to catch my flight. And then you guys are going to have to leave at what? 5:45, 6 a.m. to catch up with me. Oh. And my 3 a.m. is like your 2 a.m. So we're just gonna have to like really be nice to each other. There might be some grumpiness. I think we can handle it.
I think any grumpiness, like everyone will be able to control, all the dynamics will be able to control, except for the sister dynamic of Carrie and I, because we just have like, we're sisters, we have no patience for each other. You know what I mean? It's like,
I've seen it.
Nonsense.
I've seen it. So for those of you who don't know, Beth and her sister, they are some of the nicest people I've ever met in my life.
That is not
and every
is that real?
It's real. It's for real. So I'm from this, In the South, we talk about good manners, but we're really salty about if you're not following, there are rules for your good manners. And if you don't know the rules, then people talk about you. And it's not what it's cracked up to be. They're literally nice people. And then every now and again, they'll snipe at each other. And I'll be like, oh no, what's happening? Something's broken. And then I remember what it's like to have a sister. Okay.
Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah. And naturally, like, I'm the older sister, so I think I'm right about everything all the time.
Older sisters usually are right all the time.
Well, I mean, it's kind of a thing.
Also, older sister sitting here.
Maybe that's why we get along so well.
Maybe. Yeah, I'm married to the older brother. Yeah, it's true.
I'm married to an oldest brother.
I bet there's some kind of psychology project we can do about it.
Absolutely. See, that's Carrie's problem too. Youngest and youngest. They're both the wild card, willy-nilly, do whatever they want. Not used to accommodating other people, hence being grumpy about leaving somewhere very early, even when they are the one who gets a free ride the whole way. Yeah, this is.
But when we talk about it, she's like, "It's fine."
Yeah, she's not fine.
She doesn't say anything to me about it. I did not plan this, people.
She doesn't
not
say
what I wanted.
She doesn't use her words and her voice. She uses her eyes.
Well, I can't see those in a text.
Watch next time. They get very narrow.
Oh boy. So
maybe
I won't wake her up until we get to Rochester.
Well, like, she could also, you know what? She's already going to be like, Beth, you're such a, I don't want to say mean words on the internet.
She won't watch this anyway. We're good.
She might eventually.
She can get bored enough eventually to watch our podcast.
I mean, that's our goal, right?
Seriously. Hopefully we haven't bored everybody else away, but we are just so excited about this trip that we can't stop planning it even when we have other stuff to talk about.
Well, and we haven't been able to do anything. I mean, I just started going back to stores in like the last
month. And I'm still not there yet. They asked me, we Zoomed Wednesday night, and I said, so have you gone out without your mask on yet? And no, because I only go to school and we're required to wear our mask. Oh my gosh, I had morning duty this past week. Sorry, teacher off topic. Kid walks in with no mask on to take his final exams. He's been home all year. It's like, you're gonna have to turn and go to the main office and get a mask. And he said, I'm fully vaccinated. I said, good for you. Me too, since February. Go get a mask. It's like, he looked at me like I was crazy. It's like, this is a public high school, not the grocery store. You need a mask.
Rule, man.
It's a rule.
Ours technically ended like as soon as the kids were out the door, halfway through Friday, because they had a half day, staff had a full day. And we got an email from our superintendent that was like, we made it, blah, 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 you're so awesome. Let's stop wearing masks. The thing is over.
We have not received that.
So we all, well, and you know, we're all vaccinated.
Yeah. I'm mostly in my room by myself now that the kids are finished with everything except exams. But it's been awesome because the seniors are having to pick up all their stuff for graduation, and they're calling up to my room saying, do you feel comfortable if I stop by? It's like, I would feel uncomfortable if you did not stop by. So I sat with one girl for 2 hours. Just hanging out and talking and catching up on the past year and a half. So
you must be a really great teacher.
We were really close. We have our lunches at our school. We used to. I don't know. Now we have 15-minute silent lunch, but we used to have hour-long lunches, and the kids could decide where they wanted to go in the building for that. So you could go for tutoring, you can join a club, all kinds of things. And teachers had duty once a week during this. So we would hang out during lunch at least once a week for a good 30 minutes to an hour. We talked about TV and books, and it was just so nice. So we had a lot to catch up on.
Yeah. Okay, so one more teacher tangent, maybe 3, 4, 6 more. We had lunch in the classroom this year because you can't have, there used to be 2 entire grade levels in the cafeteria at a time. Can't do that. So we had lunch in the classroom.
Same.
And it was staffed by somebody else. So like the teachers didn't have to stay. So we would go have lunch in the library. And the
That's
kids
what teacher unions do for you. Just put that out there on the internet. North Carolina does not have teacher unions.
yeah,
I had to sit with my kids while they had their silent lunch. Okay. Go ahead. Sorry.
So like at the end of the year, we've been talking about, okay, what things from all of this happened that were actually kind of good for kids, and like, what can we do in the future, blah, blah, blah. And one of the things was about lunch. And I'm like, it was okay. It kind of stinks not to be in your room because, you know, you're kind of eat and work and whatever. But then I realized that I have the only classroom that has a tile floor. And looking at all the other classrooms the last couple days that have carpet, I'm like, this is disgusting. I mean, the carpet was old to begin with, but like there are stains everywhere.
Oh, no.
It's just disgusting. I'm like, okay, cool. So no more lunch in the classroom or rip out all the carpet. It's gross. Yeah. Okay, so we're a knitting podcast.
We are. We love knitting. I'm wearing a t-shirt about knitting because it's too hot to wear knitting.
Love it. I'm not. I'm wearing a t-shirt that has a chocolate stain on it because I would blame that on my kids, but it was me.
We like to wear things that we love, like chocolate and knitting.
Yeah. Oh boy. There is so much happening upstairs.
Yeah, we can hear a little bit of it. Not a lot.
Yeah. Everybody stop.
Oh, didn't hear that part.
Pray for me this summer. I feel like the chip. Oh, here's another thing that happened. Okay, so a couple more life things. So I used to teach 2nd grade up till now. Next year I'm teaching 3rd grade. So that's fun and exciting. A couple weeks ago, my daycare told me, hey, I'm really narrowing down how many kids I can have. I'm having, da, da, da. She's done this for 20 years and I think she's just kind of like, so we got kicked out.
Oh no.
I shouldn't say kicked out, but that's what I'm going to say. So I had to figure out like daycare for next year. So I think that's all fine. However, my little two were still going to go to daycare 2 days a week because we have to pay for that anyway in the summer, even though I'm home. So I'm like, they might as well go hang out with their friends, have a separate thing. I was going to have all this fun time with my oldest where we could do like just fun things together. And now since we don't have daycare, it's going to be all here all the time.
Yeah.
And I'm just, which is like, obviously they're my children. I had them. I love them. It's all great. But they are going to be eating each other alive by the time August rolls around. And I'm already like, okay, what can we do? How can we create some structure?
A lot.
Yeah. Well, and they're 5, 3, and almost 1. So it's like a very busy time.
We were lucky we live 20, 25 minutes away from town. So we had something to do every day. We would go to Michael's and make a craft because they had craft time that was free. They had a $1 movie that we went to every week. There's a little park not too far from our house with the playground. So I remember those days.
I think like I know there are things like that I just need to figure out like if they're happening, if they're starting up again. And my mom, it has been awesome and is like, well, they can come over here 1 day a week and we'll have like grandma day. Absolutely.
What day's the best?
Oh, I know. I'm already like, okay, when is the first grandma day gonna be? Okay, so back to knitting.
So knitting. We just finished Up and Knit Along. Our copycat count ended, and all of our prizes were claimed immediately, which is awesome. And everybody got what they wanted, which was awesome. Best case scenario all the way around.
I sent the packages out like the next day, which that's good for me. I'm very impressed with myself.
I still have Heather's. I was going back and forth. Do I pack it? Because I'm going to see her next month. Do I send it? I decided to send it, and then it was a long weekend. There was no mail. So I think I'm going to mail it out tomorrow or pack it. Sorry, Heather.
I'm sure she has some other yarn she can use.
Yeah, I know. And she said it was fine to bring it to her, but I was afraid I would forget. So now it's on my dining room table, so I can't forget. But yay, that's exciting.
Awesome.
So tomorrow, June 1st, kicks off our next knit along.
The Knitathon.
Knitathon. The knit and crochet-a-thon, but
Yeah.
Knitathon for short.
Yeah,
Sorry,
Knitathon.
crocheters. Not leaving you out.
Okay. I'm so excited about this.
Yep.
I love knit-a-thons, knit-along, whatever they're called. I love prizes. I love rules.
This one has morphed into something huge. We're so excited.
Yeah. Okay. So do you want me to talk about it? Do you want to talk about it?
Yes, talk about it.
Okay. So the Knitathon begins tomorrow, June 1st, 2021. And
There's excitement.
Did you hear that?
I just shouted excitement. Yay!
I can't even tell which. Ronan's thing right now is a happy scream. Like his communication is this just happy shriek. And it's very...
In the baby pterodactyl phase.
Yes, exactly. Exactly. We call him Baby Dino right now because he does that and he does this like, rah! But he's so darn cute. Okay, so the knit-a-thon, the idea is to just knit a bunch and to use up stash yarn. So it is going to be a point-based knit-along where every yarn that you, okay, so for every project, the yarn that you use, you will get points based on how old that yarn is. And then we said we were going to put a limit, and I don't remember, did we exactly decide?
I think we decided to cap it at 10 points per project.
Okay. So
So
if
that
you,
someone could not use grandma's old acrylic stash and then just knock us all off the map in the first day.
yes. So if you knit with yarn that is 5 years old, that finished project is worth 5 points. If you knit with yarn that you purchased or received between, so the 2020 yarn is going to go up to August 31st, 2021. So like from right now, anything that you have in your stash, that's going to count as 1. So you get kind of like a freebie with this first half of the year, just because that seemed like the simplest way to do it. And we have a couple prizes. We're going to get more prizes. I just really am enjoying supporting people and buying things. So the prize pool may just continue to grow. So whoever knits the most points will be the winner, right?
Right.
And they will get to choose one of the prizes. And then after that, your points are entries into the prize drawing.
Yes.
So, and this goes through the end of August. So over the summer, over 3 months, if you've knit 30 points worth of stuff, you have 30 entries into the drawing.
What excitement. Yes.
Like, okay, what else have I left out? Oh,
That's a big one.
we also talked about if you use multiple yarns in one project, you're just going to go with the oldest yarn.
Yes, if you have something that is new that you got last month and something 5 years old, is 5 points.
Yes. I feel like there was so, it felt so much more complicated, but that actually doesn't sound.
That's the big thing. And we're gonna have a link to a Google form on in our show notes so that you can click through and keep up with your points there. We're gonna have you give us a link to a Ravelry project if you have a Ravelry project page so we can see your finished project, or just tell us the date in your Google form that you tagged us both on Instagram so that we can see your finished project. And please subscribe to the podcast to enter. Please be a subscriber to win, put it that way.
Yes. And then hashtag is going to be SK Knitathon. Woohoo! Yeah, we're excited. We're gonna buy. So we have.
Matt's gonna hate me when this podcast is over.
What?
There's so much excitement upstairs, and Matt's gonna hate me when this podcast is over.
You know, it's
we had technical difficulties getting started.
One, like,
I'm sorry.
Do this like once or twice a month. He can.
Thank you, Matt.
Deal. He is like the best. Well, he also had the girls all weekend at his parents' house, and I was here with Ronan, so I think he's probably at that like, and I'm at like, everything is great. I just had 2 days. So I have one of the prizes.
Oh yeah, I saw this.
The other one is in the mail. And these things are things that like, well, this one I bought a while ago, but they have some good causes behind them too, which is like, I bought this as a prize before I even knew we were doing the knit-a-thon, but I'm just like, why not? So this was the Lavender Loon. I think she's doing like a yearly fundraiser type of a thing for the Minnesota Black Home Birth Initiative, I think is what it's called. So this kit has 2 skeins of yarn. So and pretty. This one is the special colorway for that fundraiser, and it's called Immeasurable Strength. And then this one is called Howl. I think this is just a regular colorway, but there are 2 patterns that are included with the kit that use these yarns held double. And so those patterns are the Moonlink Cowl and the Homeland Socks, and they're by Tiff Nealon, I think is how you say her name. So there's a code on the back of this card for the patterns. So this prize would be this kit and the patterns. And $20 of that went to the Black Minnesota Home Birth Initiative. And and my other thing I'm gonna do, because like we can't really win prizes and really look around this room like, do I need, I award myself prizes all the time. But my goal is, I'm just setting a goal of 100 points, and however many points I get, I'm going to donate that much money, or $1 per point, to the Minnesota Black Home Birth Initiative. I feel like I'm saying that wrong, but you get the idea.
I love that idea.
Thank you.
I just read on our Google form that you put that. I was like, I have to think of something too, but I haven't thought of anything yet. And
I love that I can do a little bit of something good out of, I don't know, make my knitting even more meaningful than it already is to me. So
I love that.
And the other prize that is on its way, which I'm so excited about, is from Hello Lavender, and she makes those glorious, beautiful stitch markers. Let me see if I can pull it up real quick. And this one was also a fundraiser, and 20% of her sales went to, what was it called? Camp Brave Trails. Does that sound right?
That sounds right, but I don't remember.
I'll check.
I just read this once.
Which is an LGBTQ youth camp. So it was part of her collection. Did that? Okay, it doesn't want to come up, and now I'm just looking at my phone during the podcast, trying to find it.
It's catchy.
Thank you. That's what I do. It's a teacher thing. It's what I do at school when I try, like, I'm like, ooh, the technology's not working and I'm gonna lose the children. I'll just use this sing-song tone and like try to keep at least a couple.
I don't have that excuse, but I just randomly break into song, and I did not notice I did it so much until we were recording Vlogmas this past year, and I was looking over one of the videos and went, wow, I just randomly sing a lot, and my 17-year-old daughter said, you do. It's annoying.
Harsh.
Yeah, my heart's broken.
Okay, so it's gonna be a little hard to see.
So pretty.
But and if I zoom, it doesn't want to hold it there.
I could put us in speaker view and then let you talk so it show up large, but guys, I never want to share my screen or change the view on Zoom again. If not for this podcast, I would be like deleting Zoom from my computer forever. I'm so done with it.
But those are the prizes we have so far. I think we're gonna get more at ZK.
We are definitely gonna get some more at ZK.
In person.
I'm hoping to snag some Lola Bean.
Is she there?
But I thought.
I
don't know.
I didn't see her on the most recent.
Oh no, I haven't checked the most recent.
Like they just posted on.
There's plenty of other good stuff, so
I know.
Snag something good.
It's become a thing for me to purchase yarn for a sweater from Lavender Loon and then knit it before the next ZK. Like that's the thing that's actually happened. So I think that's just a new thing. I love her.
I might do that too. I've done that once, but it's not a thing. I might have to make that a thing. I love Samantha's yarn.
Suburban Stitcher's going to be there.
That's true. We made matching. So, well, you guys saw them if you go back to the pilot. Matching Soldatnas. We are so cute.
I'm going to Soldatna.
What?
This summer.
That's right. Why are we mentioning this? Your childless trip.
Yep. It's gonna be amazing.
Can't wait to hear about that.
Already thinking about all the knitting time that I'm gonna get.
I remember you saying that, so when I was thinking about your trip, I immediately looked over to see what I was knitting. I was like, well, I have a lot of knitting. I can take on a trip like that. But my brain works in a strange way.
I have wondered, like, how does Tracy get so much knitting done? But even like in the last 2 days, I've been like crocheting on this blanket like crazy. And I'm like, oh, when my kids are big, I don't have the time to use a weekend to do like whatever.
Yep. You get to the point where they don't need you so much. In fact, they want you to just go away and do your own thing. So it's nice to have your own thing to do. Otherwise, you'd be really sad when they get to that point.
Right.
So what are you knitting?
Well, I have touched nothing except for my crochet blanket because I'm on a mission, and like I was working through that point where I was getting panicky, like, oh my gosh, I'm not going to be able to finish this. I don't think I can do it. And then that's all I've done for the last 2 days. So now I'm over the hump of like, oh, this is happening. So now I'm just going to power through to the end. And I'm still, excuse me, I'm still really enjoying it. So I might as well show that while I'm talking about it, right?
Me too.
It is, the color changes.
Lift it.
What?
You okay? Can you lift it?
Oh, it's a little. No,
like one of those weighted blankets.
Kind of. It is very dense. But the color changes keep it very interesting. And okay, I brought it for show and tell at school. Because I bring it to school to work on during lunch, which at the end I didn't because the second it gets hot, it's so muggy and gross in our building that it was just, even when it cools down again, the building is gross. So, but I bring it every day to work on at lunch. And so we had show and tell one day. And of course I forgot to bring show and tell because like I'm the teacher and I just, but I had this. So I'm like, oh, I'll show it to the kids. They were so amazed by it. They're like, what does that color mean? What temperature was that day? What does this mean? And then the next day we had a movie day. And so I was actually working on it during the movie. So I'm like, why not? And one of the kids came over and I was working with one of the orange colors, which is like a really warm day. And it was really cool that day. And she's like, why are you using that color? It's like, it's cold today. And I'm like, oh, well, this isn't for today. This is from, but just like, kids are so cool. They're so interested in stuff. I don't know. They're just so curious about life.
That's my freezer.
Okay. I don't know how I can even show it anymore. So this was the beginning. February 14th, 2016. Oh, look, I got hot for a couple days. Just kidding.
Oh.
Cool back down. And then trying to find my stitch marker from last time. Where is it?
You've blown past it.
Here it is. So this is where I was last time. This like dark purple. So this is 3 weeks ago.
Wow. It's like a completely different blanket.
Isn't it amazing?
It's amazing.
It's ridiculous though. It's very skinny and long because I don't know. I didn't think It looks much better on screen than it does in real life. Like, it's just not that, but it covers, I took a nap under it yesterday on the couch and it was like perfect. But I'm trying to think of because I'm going to make one for each kid. I don't know how to make it. I was trying to think of a different shape. Like, could I go like corner to corner, or could I do like a circle? And I thought, well, no, I can't do a circle because that will be, the diameter would be.
Oh, yeah. And then they would have to get all those ridiculous round beds when they're older. No, you don't do that. No. Please don't set them up for that. I think the shape is fine.
Maybe I'll just make it longer next time. It's also not using, I was assuming 5 grams per row, and I don't think it's using that much. So,
and your kids are going to be tall and thin anyway, so it doesn't matter. They'll be fine.
They're for sure going to be tall. But I love it. So I don't have my paper. I'm in the beginning of December. So I have December, January, half of February. And these what's that?
Almost there.
I know. And these last couple days, I've put in like 24 rows.
You're going to do it.
I'm totally going to do it. And I just, like, each yarn I'm knitting with, I'm like, ooh, I hope I have some of this left because I really want to use it again. Like, ooh, this one's so pretty. I could make this and this and that. I just feel like my brain is just, I don't know. And it's the end of the school year. You can tell, like, I just feel free. Yeah. Look how pretty. Like, this latest one I used is a couple of 716 colorways. And I'm like, ooh, I need some more of that in my life.
Oh, I can't wait to get on that yarn truck.
I know. Her yarn is like comfort food for me. It's like, yeah, I don't know. Just love it. And then I just started the second sock of this sock that I finished. Oh, here it is. A long time ago. But I can't crochet and look up at the same time. So I was like, well, I can't sit here and crochet and like stare at my lap. So I just started the second one.
Yay! I finally picked up my colors for that sock and the sock weight one. It's going to be my vacation. It's going to be my vacation knitting. We're going to the mountains this year instead of the beach. So I picked out one of my favorite beers, Highland Brewing Company, and I'm basing my socks on their beer bottle. Yeah, it's going to be better than you think. What?
Next summer we're having a match your drink of choice, alcoholic or non-alcoholic, or match your mug.
Yes, we'll have to think about this. So in 3 weeks I finished a lot of stuff.
Well, I'm sure you did.
Had a big car trip. I had hours in the car. I've just had a lot of stuff going on. So I had plenty of time to finish some things. So I'm working on 2 things right now. This, you have not even, well, you have, because I showed you Wednesday, but viewers have not even seen this yet. And I'm mostly through the body, and I'm so excited. I decided to cast on a ranunculus because I want to. I don't know why I want to. I want to. Is that pretty?
Oh my gosh.
I already have one of these, and I wear it all the time with dresses. And I had a skein of honeybee knits. She is no longer dying, but her yarn is amazing. This is all I have left. I'm gonna put this in the sleeves. So I'm make it into 2 tiny little nuggets, and helical knit it into the sleeves to use it all up. But this was her sparkle base, and the color is Not Today, Satan. It makes me really happy. And I realized it was the same color basically as the Stream and Color lace weight that I have had for many, many years. So I paired those up and was going to make the short sleeve cropped version. But then I remembered the skein I had of Teeny Button, the Philosopher colorway, and it's also very close. Yeah.
Wow.
I know. The only difference is no sparkle, but that's okay. So I started helical knitting this in, and was able to make, instead of a crop sweater, it's pretty much full length. I just have a few more rows to go on the ribbing. And I'm gonna do 3/4 length sleeves and make this a full-on sweater.
Yeah.
I'm excited about it. And it's so squishy because the two yarns held together. When
At ZK.
No, when the light hits it, oh, it's not working. When the light hits it, it sparkles like a teenage vampire. It's good stuff. Love this. So that will definitely be finished before ZK. And I didn't show off my stitch marker. Hold on, because it's a pretty awesome one. And I haven't been able to buy from this vendor ever since shipping prices went sky high. But like, it's a tiny little To Kill a Mockingbird book. Can you see that?
Oh my gosh.
I think there's a glare. Oh, but it's the cover of To Kill a Mockingbird. Oh, my nails are awful. Started painting my nails right before we got started. Like, you texted me as I was petting my polish on my thumb.
Oh no.
So I rushed, and that was a bad idea. So yeah, got that. So then I was like, well, if I have a book stitch marker, you know, I like a theme. I'll pull out this bag.
A theme?
I know. This has every book mentioned in the series Gilmore Girls. It is Rory Gilmore's bookshelf. Yes. The book was mentioned, it's on this bag.
That is so clever.
Oh, no. I think it's from, oh no, I can't remember who it's from. I'll put it in the show notes if I can remember and find it. Oh wait, here it is. It is from, oh my gosh, my vision is so terrible. A needle runs through it. A needle runs through it. I would have guessed that, but I thought I'd be wrong. I love this bag.
Trust
and it's getting too big.
Trust yourself.
I should, but I never do. So there's that. And then in this bag, which has had a project in it every day since December, without fail.
Every time you hold it up, I really like that bag.
Like, where can I find that bag? Oh yes, I have to make my own.
Oh,
and my favorite ever witty knitting bag.
You can see my waxed canvas just
waiting to be sewn into an amazing bucket. So this is amazing. I don't know why. Joy makes fun of me for this because I love that this bag, I can put into it this fabric bowl she made me. She's like, why do you need a bag and a bowl? And I don't know. I like the idea. I can just pull this out and carry it around, or stick it in the bucket and carry it around. I don't know. It makes me happy.
She and I would be a great team.
You would be a great team. You should do a collaboration.
Yeah.
Serenknitty.
With our non-existent shops that we have.
It's true. She has a shop.
Oh, she does. Sorry.
Yeah. Doesn't always have stuff in it, but she does custom stuff. So this is a Staring at Stars cardigan. It's been in my queue forever.
I don't think I've heard of that one.
Yeah, I think it's Alicia Plummer.
Okay.
It will be in the show notes and people can know for sure. I haven't done anything except for some raglan increases. It's kind of sad. Now I've got a cute little fire. Oh, you can't see his face. He has a face.
Yes.
There's his face. Cover my face. You can see his face. Those were my ZK gifts. My roommate gifts last year when we weren't roommates. I decided that we would all be like BFFF s'mores. So I had a graham cracker, a marshmallow, a piece of chocolate, and then I was gonna get myself another graham cracker, and then I saw this little flame. I was like, nope, that's it. We're all four gonna have different s'mores.
It's an open-faced s'more.
Yes, open-faced s'more, and yeah, I'm that little bucket of fire that they put. So if you've never been to the zombie apocalypse, we make s'mores every year in a ballroom. There's an open flame, and we just roast marshmallows and make s'mores, and it's so dangerous. It's so messy and amazing. It's one of my favorite parts.
It's not dangerous.
Did you see the one that got dropped on the floor the other year?
No.
I think it can be a little dangerous.
Well, don't drop the fire on the floor, people. Come on.
No one wants to drop fire on the floor, Beth. That's why they call it an accident. But anyway, I don't own anything orange. And I have this really cute dress with a little orange fox on it. And I thought I need a sweater to wear with this dress. And also, Gigi Made It is going to be our keynote speaker. Is she still going to be our keynote speaker Saturday?
I think so.
Okay.
But now I needed something orange.
I know I need something orange to wear. So if I can finish this in time, I'm gonna wear this Saturday. But we'll see. It's not moving too fast. And the funny thing is, I'm not sure that my yarn is actually orange. I'm not sure my yarn is orange at all. Because, all right, I had this skein of, it says it's country or barn red. I don't think that's barn red. That's orange, right?
That to me is like a red orange.
I always thought it was orange in my stash. It's Woolen Rabbit. Woolen Rabbit. They're in Vermont, I believe. And I think that the color is country red or something like that. And then my daughter was at Hobby Lobby. I apologize. I know Hobby Lobby is problematic, but it's right down the road and it's so cheap. They have their own, they have like hand-dyed effect yarns.
Oh, really?
Yes. And this looked orange on the website. So I told her it was on sale. I was like, grab me 3 skeins of that. I'm gonna make a sweater. And it looks brown. But then I hold them both together and I think my sweater's orange. It's orange, right? It's not orange. I'm gonna call this orange.
Orange is not a color I have a lot of.
Same. And I think this is a shade that I can wear. And I think it'll look cute with my fox dress anyway. But
This is my 1 bag of orange yarn.
that's bigger than my bag of orange yarn, which is like a Ziploc bag. Mostly for heels and toes, I believe. Contrast color yarns. But yeah, if I can finish in time, I'm hoping I can finish both sweaters for ZK. And I'm hoping to finish 2 pair of socks that I haven't cast on yet for ZK. We'll see. We'll see. That's all I got going on right now, because everything else I finished this weekend. Big finishes. Do you have finishes? Oh, you've been working on that thing.
I showed you everything I've got.
That's, yeah. All right, so she's got giant blanket going on. I've been working on, I finished a lot. All right, so first of all, my Edinburgh sweater. Edinburgh and London's my UK sweater. UK sweater. I almost wore it, but it was too hot. It was so gorgeous. I found an end under the armpit that I forgot to weave in, so probably for the best. How pretty that is. Can you even see how pretty it is? I'm just behind it. I can't see. That's what I'm even showing.
I mean, my jaw is like on the floor, so.
It's perfect. Plenty of length, drapey.
That is gorgeous.
So if you've been around a while, you've heard the story about the yarn. I bought 3 skeins and then realized that for the sweater I needed 4. And then the next week, my friend Kim just happened to be in Edinburgh. I didn't even know she was going. She was in Edinburgh, posted on Instagram. So please grab another skein if you end up at Ginger Twist Studio, and sent her a picture of the tag so she could get exactly the same color. And she did, bought herself some too. And then I finished the sweater and I had this much left over of skein 3. I have not broken into the 4th skein.
Oh, I wasn't even connecting the dots there.
Yeah, it's fine. I'd rather need it. No, wait, I'd rather not need it and have it than need it and not have it.
What if Kim needs it?
Exactly. I'll have it if someone needs it, because the shipping was more than the yarn. It was the exact same amount to ship that yarn from the UK as it was to buy the skein. So if anyone needs it, got it. But it's a great color and I can use it for something else. But I was like, seriously? This is my yarn cozy I made at the beginning of the pandemic. It's one of our friend Heather's patterns. Funny fish. And I love it. But won't. Yarn left over. So that's my first big finish. I'm very excited about it. Again, the yarn is from Ginger Twist Studio that I got in Edinburgh 2019. And the contrast is Eden Cottage yarn that I got in Loop London. In London 2019. Back when the world was a more open place. And it will be again soon. Now I get to travel again and buy more yarn, so I used up all of my UK yarns. And so I bit the whole body of this in the car ride the last week that we recorded. This is my Bernie sweater.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, this gorgeousness. Sorry, Bernie, but I'm not a huge fan of brown. So I went with blue.
That is amazing.
Still, I think it's still a good homage.
Oh yeah.
But
subtle.
Yeah, subtle homage to Bernie being bored at the not bored, warm.
Like the man is just sitting there. If you snapped a photo of me every minute of every day, there'd be a lot of like RBF pictures.
It's true. So I definitely have one. But this is a really special story too, because early in the pandemic, I decided I wanted a mint green Christmas sweater, and wasn't sure how I was going to get the mint green yarn. I was looking on Amazon because I wanted to keep it cheap. Looked at all these online shops because I didn't want to put a lot of money into a sweater I was going to wear once every year, if that. And found out that our local yarn shop had some Barocco that was in a minty green color. And so I asked somebody if they could check and make sure she had in stock before I called to put in the order, because she was going to be there anyway. And then someone else in my knit group said, oh, wait, I've got that color in Ella Ray. Do you mind Ella Ray? I was like, I don't mind. So she dropped off all this yarn in a giant bag, just hand delivered it to my front door.
Is she from Minnesota or something?
Wisconsin.
Real.
Yeah. So yeah. So I used a lot of it in my Christmas sweater, and then I had this left over. I hadn't used the dark blue at all because I didn't need it for my Christmas sweater. So it's a gift. It's a gift.
That's so sweet.
Isn't that sweet? We have good people. All right. So the whole body of that, the color work part, no, but the whole like straight stockinette body was knit in the car on the way back from our beach trip on the weekend of Holt's birthday. He had a great birthday, by the way. He had a lot of fun.
Good.
He had a lot of fun with the in-laws.
So you now have a 15 and 16-year-old?
Yep.
Wow.
Yep.
You've been friends for a long time.
Yeah, they were babies when you met them. Well, not met them, but first started seeing them. I think soon after we got back, I finished Rena's socks.
Ooh.
This is the only yarn she's ever picked out of my stash and said, make me some socks out of that. So
you can see why.
Have them. These are the Arne and Carlos Regia and the Iris colorway. And if you were going to do the mini skein swap at ZK, there will be at least 2 minis leftovers on the table in this colorway. I can make nice Christmas ornaments, wouldn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Nice little Fair Isle Christmas ball. So that's done. So now I can give her those as if she needs them, because it's like 90 degrees all the time. And all right.
She's going to go to college in the north, so.
That's what she says. So that's a long story. So I've been making her lots of woolly things because she's going to go to college in the north. But then she said the other day that she might want to go to UNC Chapel Hill, which is like less than an hour from here. I know. The alma mater of friend of the podcast, Stephanie, in Minnesota. So I'm really wanting this a lot.
Well, yeah.
Just trying to be cool.
That
was my first choice college too. And then my dad made the rookie mistake of saying, well, you could just commute and stay home. And then I was like, no, I'm going to go to Wilmington. That's 3.5 hours away. That's now my first choice school. So I feel like I changed my whole
darn it
trajectory of life just because he couldn't be cool. So I'm going to be cool. I hope this works out. But so I hope she's not watching.
She doesn't watch our podcast, does she?
Not watch our podcast.
She doesn't get that. She doesn't.
She edits our Vlogmas. She does not watch our podcast. All right. So yeah, that's happening. And then the ZK knit along. Yeah, I know if you're not going to ZK, you're gonna be so bored of us, but really excited about this. And they started posting the top 5 in each team, not just the top 3. And I was like right there on the cusp. So where I've been saying, yeah, I'm not gonna knit anything I don't really want, just for a knit along. Like, oh, okay. Well, I always want socks. Can't go wrong with socks. So I cast on my deep stash soft kitty from Fibernymph. It's so pretty. And also I did the Afterthought heel is Bunny Fish, Heather Laws, high Instep Afterthought heel. Have you tried this yet?
I have. I've started it on those rainbow socks, but I set those aside when I went on my blanket rampage.
Okay, well, I highly recommend, because even if you don't have, I don't have a really high instep, so she has recommendations for if you have a really, just a regular high instep or a really, really high instep. I took her recommendations and went in the opposite direction from the really high instep because I don't have a truly high instep. So I went down a needle size. I always do that for an afterthought heel anyway. And I went down, I usually knit the 60 stitch. So for the heel, I'd knit the heel over 56 stitches. But there's some short rows in the back. And it's just enough that even if you don't have a high instep, it creates a much better cup for your heel.
Oh, cool.
It's like a regular afterthought heel is more like a toe, and it's really flat. And that's not what your heel does. But this puts extra fabric in it so that it's more, that there's room for your heel. So recommend this for anybody, not just if you have a high instep. This amazing pattern, and it's only $1. Seriously. So my sock blocker does not do it justice because it's handmade and doesn't have a big heel on it, but there's just enough back there to feel comfortable and not slip and slide on my feet. So that's done. I'm out of socks. I finished these yesterday. I'm all out of socks.
What are you gonna do?
Cast on some more tomorrow. Work on sweaters today and cast on socks tomorrow.
Sandwich fibers.
Yeah, I'm saving my cat sandwich for our trip, but it's there. All right, last thing. I went crazy. Andrea Mowry did her.
What?
She did her weekend knit along. The flicker.
No, I wish I would have done it.
Why didn't you do it? Well, you're crocheting like that's your job.
Look, I have like this perfect. I have this kit that I want to do it
perfect. That is absolutely perfect.
I know.
Mine is not perfect.
It's gonna like it.
Mine is not perfect. It worked out. It's because it's not perfect. Well, okay. So the pattern Flicker and Flame, Andrea Mowry. It's she set it up as a weekend and a challenge for Memorial Day weekend. Excuse me. And it comes in 2 sizes. Well, it comes in lots of sizes, but you could do a sport weight or a worsted weight hat. And then she had several sizes in both of those. So I used DK because I had some Daizie knits that was from ZK a while back. And I held some colorful Eclectic double for the contrast color. And so it didn't knit up. It wasn't going to knit up to either gauge exactly. So I thought, not a problem. It's DK yarn. I'll cast on the largest worsted weight hat and go down needle size. It'll be fine. It'll be fine. And it was fine. It fits perfect around the circumference, but it was going to be, it was already a beanie size. So it was going to be like this tall, which might have worked blocked, but on the needles, it did not look like, I was like, I don't want a hat that's just going to look like it's stuck on top of my head. I don't know. It just didn't feel right. So I moved to these sport weight charts and added some more length to it. So I don't know what size you would call this. It's its own thing.
It's a sport and a half.
It's a sport and a half hat, and it fits perfectly. There's room in there. So I was thinking this might be for Renna. I always knit her hats with lots of extra room for the hair. She's got a lot of hair. I don't know where she got the hair, but she's got a big mass of curly hair, which is not for me, not for my husband. We both have straight hair. My great aunt and his great aunt try to claim that curly hair. It can't be from both. Not sure what happened, but I love it. I think her hair is gorgeous. I had a lot of perms in the 80s trying to recreate that look, so she just needs to be appreciative of what she's got.
I'm gonna say, I hope she appreciates it.
I hope no, she doesn't. But everybody wants what they don't have, right?
Right.
How it goes. That's a lot of knitting. Yeah. Finished a lot of stuff.
Well, 3 weeks. End of the school year.
Lots of car time. Lots of sitting at my desk time now that's in the school year.
Mm-hmm.
Have a lot of essays to grade tomorrow. I won't think about it again until tomorrow.
I have half a day to put in grades tomorrow. Might have to be one of those days where I lock my classroom door and pull the curtain and hide.
until someone says there's food in the lounge. My student teacher from last year, this was it's a joke, but it's not a joke because it really happened. Someone posted, like, we were in the middle of a conversation. I was looking at her and talking, and then noticed an email popped up and kind of just glanced at it, and I was going to look right back up, but the email said donuts in the lounge.
So you're like, walk and talk. Let's walk and talk.
No, that's what I should have done. We were halfway through, she might have been halfway through a sentence, and I was like, I'll be right back. I just left. Because this is what happens. We had one teacher who'd bring in a dozen donuts. We have like 100 members of staff, and some people are greedy and they file their plate. So I'd missed the donuts the past 3 times he has sent the email. And this time I was there the second it came through. I was booking it to those donuts. So she had no idea what happened. She just was like, she left halfway through my sentence, and I come running back in the room. Right? And I was like, oh yeah. I was like, I got you chocolate glaze. She's like, oh.
That's hilarious.
So
we had someone bring bagels the other day, and I totally missed it. Like, I just didn't go down, and then they were all gone. And I was really sad.
She loved Baby Yoda. Even before she'd watched The Mandalorian, she was in love with Baby Yoda. Teacher Goals posted a meme of Baby Yoda holding out his little bowl, and so whenever I hear that there's food in the teacher's lounge, so I had to tag her on it. Someone say donuts at the teacher's. Gosh, okay. And our school is shaped like a backward E. So there's like first wing, second wing, third wing, and then a connecting wing. The connecting, and it's 2 stories. So the teacher's lounge is on the connecting wing at the very end of it, and my classroom's on the tail end of the first wing, the E. There's construction on that connecting wing. So I have to go down some stairs, and then all the way around the E, and then back up some stairs to get to the lounge, and then go back down and do it all over, because we have one-way staircases too because of COVID. So the last time they were donuts in the lounge, it was like going on a marathon to get to that donut, and it was worth it. But the construction was supposed to last for 2 weeks, and one of those weeks was spring break, and they are still doing construction. And I decided this past week, I was walking through it. To heck with them. If somebody said something to me, I was gonna be like, oh wait, am I interfering with you doing your job? How does that feel?
Right?
So I go do what I need to do. I'm walking back. I smell smoke. I'm like, oh God. We had kids on campus taking exams. Crap. What are they doing? Stick my head in the door. It's a construction worker smoking on a high school campus. I was like, dude, this is a public high school, not a bar. And then walked away, and then thought to myself, wait, can you even smoke in bars anymore?
I was gonna say,
I'm so old. The last time I went to a bar, you could still smoke in one. I don't think you can anymore.
Not here, I don't think.
So much for my witty comeback.
Yeah, some people.
I just didn't know what to do. I didn't expect to see a grown person in there.
Should have told him he had detention.
I should have. That's it. Take yourself to the office. Leave your tools here. Anyway, I'll be glad when that's over. Our school's been under construction for 3 years.
Ugh.
Yeah. Wing by wing. Anyway, tangent. But yeah, don't smoke at school, guys. Even if you're a grown up. You have to wear your mask. You can't smoke.
Don't smoke.
Yeah. Yeah. At least in North Carolina, you still have to wear your mask in a public school. I'm assuming Minnesota too, when there's students there. All right, I think we did it. I think we made a podcast. Did we cover all the things?
I think so.
If we missed anything, let us know. Put it in the comments.
We're excited to see your Knitathon.
Knitathon.
You could even just post a goal picture and post a goal like, oh, I hope to get this many points, or post a picture of a bunch of yarn you want to knit this summer. The form won't be there this week, but we'll put it up the next time we record.
Yeah, sounds good. And if you are inspired by Beth as I am, and you would like to come up with a charity donation based on your amount of points. Let us know about that too.
Yeah, that'd be super cool.
Got some ideas, but I have to think on it. All right, guys, we'll see you in about 2 weeks.
It's summer, so it should be
Yay!
easy.
Make sure you comment, tell us what you're doing, hang out with us. That's our favorite part. Besides hanging out with each other, we like hanging out with you. It's the only reason why we keep doing this. We like hanging out. All right, see you soon. Bye.
Bye.
Okay, Michael, cut this out. I can't find the end button.
Can subscribe. Yay, subscribe. Did you hold the button?